Hey y'all, I'm Jessa. Welcome back to my home, and today I am back in the kitchen and I am going to be doing Valentine's Day hot chocolate bombs. Now I've got this kit that I got around Christmas time. It's meant for Christmas hot cocoa bombs, but I'm going to be turning them into Valentine's ones. So come along with me and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so the kit came with chocolate melting wafers, some crushed peppermint. This is hot cocoa mix for the inside, and a silicone mold. And I also have some extra materials. I have a much larger silicone mold. I've actually got 2 extras there. This is what I'll be using for some hot cocoa mix. I've got both Ovaltine and an actual hot chocolate mix. Extra almond bark to make more of the actual bombs themselves. Candy melt to decorate with. And a whole bunch of sprinkles. I love sprinkles, y'all. I really do. Now we're going to melt these chocolate melting wafers in the microwave. And this is about 1.5 cups of the chocolate melting wafers and about a teaspoon or so of vegetable oil. That's just going to make it form a nice crisp shell. And the way we're going to microwave these, we're going to microwave them for 15-second bursts. And then after each 15 seconds, you're going to stir them thoroughly. And I'll show you how it ends up after probably 3 or 4 microwave bursts. So this is after about 4 15-second bursts. And as you can see, there's still some lumps in there. You just want to stir it very vigorously until those lumps melt. When it gets to this texture, don't put it back in there any longer. You'll risk burning the bottom of it, and scorched chocolate is not nice at all. So just stir this very vigorously, and if you have to, put it back in there for about 5 seconds. But at this point, I think the rest of those will just melt from the residual heat of the other chocolate. Alright, once your chocolate is nice and liquidy, like this, we're going to start making the shells. Now, I've just got the silicone mold set up on a cookie tray that's lined with wax paper, just to make any chocolate drips easier to clean up and to make it easier to transfer the finished ones into the refrigerator, because as you can see, the silicone molds bend and you don't really want to bend them once you have the chocolate in them. So just put it on a cookie tray or something that you can pick up and move without actually having to move this. So what you're going to do is take your chocolate and put a small spoonful into each one, just a little bit for now. We're not going to fill these completely. We're just going to put a little bit down in the bottom. And yes, it's going to make a mess. You're drizzling chocolate all over everything. That's why I have the wax paper. Once you have a little bit of chocolate in each one, just take your spoon and spread it up the walls of the cavity, all the way to the top. If you get some on the outside, that's fine. That's actually good. That will help make sure that it is all covered. Alright, now I'm going to do one of my larger molds as well, and then we're just going to let them sit until they are solidified. Once I let them sit and solidify, we'll come back and do a second coat. Alright, now these were in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and as you can see, some of them have developed this white coating on them. That's okay. It's called chocolate bloom, and it's when the fat separates from the chocolate itself. That's fine, it doesn't change the taste, it just looks weird. So this is on the inside, that's okay. It happens when chocolate cools down too quickly. This is why generally you want to let them sit at room temp until they set up, but I put them in the fridge just to hurry it up. Anyway, so I've melted some extra chocolate because since I'm doing the large ones and the small ones, there was not enough chocolate in the kit that I got. So I've also got a small spatula here now. You can see that? Yeah, there's my spatula. And I'm going to do that because this time I'm going to concentrate around the edges, and it'll just be a lot easier to use the spatula to do that. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, but I'm just going to concentrate around the edges more than down on the middle. Now that these are fully set up, I'm going to carefully pop them out of their molds and put them on a sheet of wax paper that I just have on my counter here. Now that I've got the first batch done, I'm just going to do that again to make a second batch so I can make a total of 6 of each size of hot chocolate bomb. First batch that I had put in the fridge, and you see how light colored they are and they've got that chocolate bloom on them. The second batch I did not put in the fridge, and they are a lot darker and shinier. A couple of them do still have the bloom on them, but that's okay. There's nowhere near as much, and we're going to decorate them once they're done, so that should be hidden later. But that is the difference from when you put them in the fridge, when you're impatient like I was, and when you actually take the time to let them harden at room temperature. Alright, now once those are hardened up, I'm going to work on these in sets of 3, just because it's easier since that's the mold that I have. And put halves in each one, and these are going to be the top halves, but first we're going to load them up. And I'm going to use Ovaltine today. You can use a pack of hot chocolate mix. If you want to, you can use homemade hot chocolate mix. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of Ovaltine into each one of these that I'm going to be using for the bottom halves. A little rounded tablespoon, just so you know you have enough of it in there. And I'm going to be using peppermint in mine. So we're going to put that in next. You don't have to do peppermint if you don't want to. You could do caramel bits. You could just leave it plain like this, but I love peppermint hot chocolate. So we've got these. Alright, so to put these together, there are several methods, but one of my favorites that I found the easiest is just take a paintbrush. This is a kid's paintbrush that has never done anything except for food. Don't use it if it's been used for art projects. But just take some melted chocolate and paint a good layer around the edge. You don't have to be precise on this one. We're going to do it on both halves. Alright, now we've got those sealed up. I'm just going to let them sit there and harden. And once they're hardened, I'll pop them out of molds and shave off any excess chocolate that's gotten. Now, when they've set up somewhat, just kind of gently pop them out of the molds. We'll start with this one. And then clean up the edges a little bit, just very carefully. Break away some of the extra chocolate around the edges. Now, you see like there's a spot here where this one didn't seal properly. What we're gonna do is use some of your melted chocolate there. Seal that up. Make sure there's no gaps where the chocolate mix can get out. Put you on a good, generous layer here. Are they perfect? No. I never said they were. But they're gonna be delicious, y'all, and that's what's important. It don't matter what it looks like on the outside, it's what's on the inside that counts. I think that one's pretty well sealed up. We're just gonna set that back down and let it fully harden, and I'm gonna finish that up with the rest of these. Now to decorate, I've got my candy melts in plastic bags, and I'm going to melt them just like I did the chocolate. 15 seconds, and then pull them out. But instead of stirring, you're just going to carefully massage and knead the bag with your fingers until they're completely melted. Once your candy melts are melted in your bag, just squeeze them down to the very corner of it and cut a teeny bit off. Not much. You don't want very large. And then just squeeze it and drizzle this. Now you're going to decorate these while they're still wet, because otherwise your decorations won't stick. Since these large ones are peppermint, I'm going to put some peppermint on them. And then we're going to put some Valentine's decorations. Like I've got some Valentine's hearts here that I'm going to put on top. Just let those sit and harden until they're completely cool. Look how beautiful these hot chocolate bombs turned out, y'all. They are gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous, and I cannot wait to try one. So let's heat up some milk, and we'll see how they do. Alright, so I've got my hot cocoa bomb down in there, and I've got my milk nice and hot. And we're just going to pour that in and make a huge mess. As usual, that's why I have the towel underneath. And now I'm just waiting for that to melt. Look how it fell apart. And there's the marshmallows. Just stir that up. And now you have a nice, delicious cup of hot chocolate. And you share these with your friends and share the warmth and goodness with them as well. Share the love, y'all. And so, y'all, that is it for these hot cocoa bombs. Are they perfect? Nah. But that's the way it is around here. I had fun making them, and that's what matters. So until next time, do something that's fun for you. And whenever you want to, come on back to my home and see what I'm into next time. See y'all later. Bye.